have my
Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Player versus Team, aka PVT. And y'all see, I'm back with my guy, DJ Micah B. What's going on, man?
For those of you that didn't see the episode last night, I encourage you to go to the Gentleman's Talk page or the From the Sideline page. I'd prefer you go to From the Sideline page and catch up on me and Moo's back and forth last night, because you see a side of Moo you never get to see. You never get to see the worked up side of Moo. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you that think there's some kind of beef and animosity, there isn't. Man, look, this is what it is. We got to make this shit entertaining. So
We have to.
we got to make it entertaining. But yeah, I am your boy DJ Micah B, the resident DJ of From the Sidelines, and here's another episode of PVT. And like I would normally say on Gentleman's Talk Wednesday, happy PVT Thursdays. I am ready to get it in with my boy. What's up, Moo?
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. We lit and we live. So we finna go ahead and get it in. I know a lot of people were taking that conversation as something that was, on a serious matter because, tones and voices went over a few decimal points. But that is what has to happen when we have, deep conversations, when we have in-depth conversations and people get passionate about it. We understand over here is spicy takes, heated debates over here. So, we got to give the crowd what they want. This is still my guy. Okay.
hey, bro. We had 15 people tuned in at one point commenting. That was absolute gold.
Like, quite literally, y'all don't understand. When you go look at the numbers, because I looked at the numbers from last night's show, they're already climbing through the roof, bro. So
we did numbers.
Accomplished. Okay. I literally hit the group chat after and said, "Hey, great show, fellas," because I seen the energy in the comments. You know what I mean? Okay.
That shit was fun.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't no animosity, bro. Like I was telling y'all in the DMs, I was laughing the whole time, big dog. That's the reason why I was upset that I didn't have my camera on, because my Wi-Fi over here tripping because we got a lot of rain in California right now.
I thought it never rains in Southern California.
It don't rain in Southern California, but in Northern California, we get fucked up over here.
Wait a minute. H, you in Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
I thought Sacramento was Southern California. I feel like I didn't pay attention to geography now. Good Lord.
Brother, we are up here up north, man. We are a hop, skip, and a jump from Oregon, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Y'all know the song. It never rains in Southern California. It never rains.
I was just listening to that song, like, legitimately earlier today on the way to work. Can you tell me?
But I tell you what, though, in Northern California, per Moo, it absolutely rains.
It monsoons out here, okay? That's probably why LA ain't got no water, because it don't rain out there. Probably that's another story from the time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. YouTube, don't cancel me, LA. I'm sorry. I apologize. Y'all know we still fuck with you. But
yeah, shout out to LA. Hey, we're not being insensitive here. It was just a little joke. Hopefully everybody that lost their houses in the wildfires, you're taken care of and you can get your life back. I really do hope so.
It was crazy. Never mind. Let me not even go into that. I ain't gonna lie to
you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me not even do that. That was kind of an alley-oop, but don't do that.
I seen it. Look, I seen it, bro. I had it right here, and then I was like, "Ooh, nah, nope."
No, let's reel it back in real quick. Reel it back in.
As I swear, I was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm finna slam that," but nope. Let me not. I'm reeling it back. Okay, I'm taking the bait off. I'm changing the line, and I'm gonna recast up. Okay.
All perfect right. Cast. Don't forget perfect cast.
You know what I mean? I did almost tear my ACL trying to do a perfect cast one day, but that's another story for another time. I'll tell you about that later. So
it's time to get it in.
Y'all know that I am the resident Salty Raider fan. Okay. So outside of all of the controversy and conversations that surround the halftime show and halftime performance, the Chiefs, okay? Okay, because I know I was talking about this at work, right? My coworkers, they were just like, bro, the halftime show with this, the halftime show with that, and I almost fell asleep during the game. And nah, fuck that. Nah,
I didn't either.
Thoroughly enjoyed every moment. Okay, as a salty Raider fan, I that had to sit here and watch these red loser motherfuckers win 2 Super Bowls in a row, and then win another one a few years back, and almost come back to. Oh, do you know the warmness in my heart and in my stomach that I got seeing them go down 24-0? I literally, I almost cried. I almost cried.
Hey, man. Hey, that fall from grace is crazy.
Ain't it though? This is so beautiful.
That fall from grace is crazy. And you know what's even crazier was that we all called it on Gentleman's Talk the week before. We all said, like me specifically, I was like, I think the Eagles should come out, punch them in the mouth, and they shouldn't recover. And that's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. You sat there and said it's going to be a blowout. Mr. Jen sat there and said, I don't think the Chiefs are going to win. I think the Eagles are going to go up quickly, and after that, they're not going to be able to catch back up. We all called this thing. Like, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. And more importantly, when the refs ain't on your side, we see what the fuck happens to the Chiefs.
Ain't life grand? It's like just so grand. I'm not even gonna. I know because I know there's a lot of people trying to spit. Even though this is one of the most highest watched Super Bowls of all time, a lot of people are trying to speculate. Oh, after the halftime show, that they lost this and this and that, and lost 0.1.5 million viewers because a lot of people just came for the halftime show. And it's like, well, first of all, they were the favorite team that everybody put their money on was losing 24-0 at half. So obviously, a lot of people weren't going to fucking finish the game. And there was a lot of pissed off bettors turned off the game in the second quarter with about 5 minutes left. Like,
beautiful.
Oh, it was so beautiful. Oh,
it was beautiful. I don't care. It was beautiful.
You had, and this is actual facts, right? Like if you look this up on Instagram and on Twitter, even sometime maybe even on TikTok, you have legitimate Kansas City fans outside pacing, because they are so stressed about this. Like they're more stressed than the players on the sideline because the NFL, they have the little microphone leaks. They're thinking they got Tom Brady on their side. That's what they're saying. Oh, Brady did
Facts.
it. The Falcons, we can do it. Let's get it. Let's go, fellas. Bro, when I tell y'all, I've seen so many bettors outside legitimately stressing. Like I'm talking about mortgages was probably on the line at this point. And they're outside pacing, looking at phones, stressing, calling bookies. They don't know what to do. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I absolutely loved every minute of it, right? And icing on the cake, right? Because I know DJ Micah B is he's in the background, he's doing something, so I'm just gonna talk about a little shit real quick. The icing on the cake for me, right, was the fact that we had multiple shots of not only the Chiefs players, but Travis Kelce literally on the verge of like Chris Jones falling to his knees in despair will forever be ingrained in my head and in my mind and in my heart. And that picture of them just all lined up with somebody kicked my dog face. I promise you, like, I will always find internal joy. Like, even next season, if the Raiders just so happen to be losing to the Chiefs, I will go back to that moment in my mind where I seen the Chiefs D lineman on the bench hysterically crying and one of his position coaches trying to console him. I will always go back to that, okay? Because when I tell you I received nothing but pure, unelated, or just unadulterated elation It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I don't care about people's opinion of the halftime show. You can like it, you can not like it, bro. The Chiefs lost. Do y'all hear me? Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm coming from here?
Oh, yeah, I understand. So let's talk about it, right? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The Eagles got about 8 or 9 players from around the Houston area here in Texas. Okay. And Moo, when I tell you, I loved every moment of this beatdown. Do y'all understand? A lot of y'all turned the game off talking about it was boring. No, it was not boring. It was fucking exciting. I loved it. And you know, a lot of people out there gonna be like, oh, y'all just hating on the Chiefs. No, I'm not hating on the Chiefs. Moo ain't hating on the Chiefs. No,
I very much am, but that's just me. Like like Michael B said, he's not. I very much am. I certified 100%.
Wait. But let me tell you why you're not hating, right? The Chiefs got every favorable call on planet Earth in the playoffs.
That's a fair point.
When it came to the Super Bowl, I don't know what the NFL did. Maybe the NFL got some refs that weren't reffing in the playoffs. Them niggas like, hey, you gonna call this shit straight down the middle. All of a sudden, all the points that people have been pointing out came true. Hey, the Chiefs are getting extended plays and then scoring touchdowns because they're calling and holding the offsides. Didn't happen in the Super Bowl. Hey, Patrick Mahomes is running around, because he's running around so much. When they're blocking, they got to grab somebody to make sure they don't get Patrick Mahomes, and the refs are acting like they're blind to it. All of a sudden, that didn't happen. When drives aren't extended from penalties and you got to go out there and gain your first down, shit get a little tough and it get a little different, don't it?
He's speaking facts over here, man.
Let's not all act like we didn't see what happened to the Texans. When the guy lifted his head up and stopped and bumped Patrick Mahomes with a helmet to helmet. When he stood up and hit him, it was like, oh, it was still helmet to helmet contact. And we all knew damn well right then and there, it wasn't a helmet to helmet blow. He stood up because Patrick Mahomes got rid of the ball, and it's just unfortunate his face mask was out in front, and it bumped with him. It wasn't high impact at all, and you still threw the flag saying, leading with the head, which was bullshit, and they extended the drive, and they eventually scored. Then you saw the questionable holding, and then they extended the drive, and they scored. When you don't get help from the refs, and you got to play an actual game, what are you going to do? Moo, you know what this reminded me of? And tell me if I'm wrong, because I think you're going to agree with this. This reminded me of the 08 Giants beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Go ahead and cook them.
And let me tell you why. I watched back the video today of the mic'd up people. At the end of the third quarter, listen to what I'm telling y'all, people. 0 blitz. 38% pressures. You mean to tell me I'm not throwing a blitz, but with 4 guys, we're still pressuring Patrick Mahomes? Listen to what I'm telling y'all, people. That was the difference in the game. The Super Bowl is won in the trenches. The defensive line for the Eagles were better than the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care how good Chris Jones is. None of that. What it came down to was, can you pressure the quarterback without blitzes? And the Eagles absolutely destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line without blitzing them. They sent 4 guys every time. And for those of you that don't understand, they were in a 4-3 defense and mixed up the packages within the 4-3 defense. They sent 4 guys every time, and Patrick Mahomes could not get the ball off because his offensive line sucks. What does that say about other teams for you guys out there that don't understand football? When you say CJ Stroud is trash, and all these other guys are trash. Remember, CJ Stroud has one of the worst offensive lines in the league.
This is true.
So he kept on getting hit. Now, mind you, Moo, here's a stat. 59% of the time, the Chiefs were blitzing CJ Stroud, and 39% of the time, CJ Stroud was under fire. And yet, he still threw for more yards, more touchdowns, and ran a very good bid against Kansas City. That was just Chris Jones creating the pressure. But when you have a good offensive line or defensive line to stop the pressure, boy, I tell you what, they couldn't do nothing. The offensive line of the Eagles played magnificent. The defensive line of the Eagles played magnificent. We sat here and told y'all, hey, Moo, you'll attest to this, especially on my standpoint. I sat here and said last week, if Jalen Hurts throws for 200 plus and runs for close to 100, he will be the MVP.
He did say this.
And the Eagles will win.
He did say this verbatim. He said that verbatim. So, and he specifically said that you should probably bet on Jalen Hurts to probably get the MVP. It's specifically based off his last performance in the Super Bowl.
I also told y'all last time they played, Jalen Hurts outperformed Patrick Mahomes, and it was going to happen again.
He specifically said that.
All this shit talk that y'all been talking about Jalen Hurts, it ends now. Y'all not saying Jalen Hurts is the top 5 quarterback today. It ends now. It ends. All that shit ends. I told y'all last week also, the Eagles are going to come out, punch these niggas right here in the mouth, and they're going to get out to a big lead, and the Chiefs can't do nothing. And here we are today. Again. I said all that.
He quite literally said that the Chiefs aren't built to come back from big deficits. And boom, here we are. So, I mean, don't ever question my boy's sports prowess. My boy knows this. He knows his sports now. Okay? Don't you feel me? He know what he's talking about. But we're going to end off this segment on something that you said very beautifully, I might add. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm not even going to lie to you. I loved it because it was a bar. It's interesting what happens when the Chiefs don't get calls and have to play real football. I love that. I love that because we all know that penalties, especially in excess, can take away from the game. So just let them play. JJ Watt was very vocal about this on Twitter, right? Just let them play, right? All these ticky-tack fouls on them, the fuck they let them play. So when you don't get all of these calls, like DJ Micah B said, a stupid head-on collision penalty, roughing the passer, or an unnecessary roughness penalty to extend drives, we'll see how good you are when you actually have to play some real football. So I love that. That is so beautiful. Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. We're gonna pivot here because, as we know, it is unfortunately the end of the NFL football season. We do have XFL coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. But
hey,
as of right now, it's officially basketball season. Now, I know basketball season started way back then in October, but for a lot of guys that are in the football headspace and football mind space, it is now officially basketball season. Today's basketball season. Today, basketball season actually officially started. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about just a few things that's going on in the NBA before we get to some Unrivaled talk, and then we're going to get up out of here. So, Dallas had pulled off a string full of trades, right? They acquire AD, they acquire young Maxey from LA, right? But they're facing some injuries at an untimely spot right now, big dog. They got AD is out for a long while with an abductor, and then Daniel Gafford is also out right now, and he's dealing with I think a lower extremity injury as well. So two of the Dallas's big men that really bring a big defensive presence to the paint are out for probably a while until after the All-Star break. They are currently, I believe, around 5 or 6, maybe even 7. Because I know they had a game last night against the Warriors. They won by, I think, 2. But
yeah, Kyrie went crazy last night.
absolutely insane. Nuclear
Yeah, Kyrie went crazy last night.
Do we think that this is gonna that these injuries are gonna affect their position in the standings before we get to the nitty gritty in playoffs?
It is definitely going to affect their standing, but I just feel like this team of Dallas, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Well, Luka is gone," and this and yeah, but I still think Dallas is a good enough team where at least in the first round they don't have to have home court advantage. I think Dallas could win in the first 2 rounds and get to the conference finals like they did last year. Conference finals, on the other hand, are going to be crazy because I think they'll be matched up against somebody deserving. They could be matched up against the Lakers. And if they are matched up against the Lakers, I'm not against it. I'm watching because Kyrie versus Luka, no matter what anybody says, Kyrie is going to cook Luka and Luka is going to cook Kyrie because they're not good on defense, either one of them. But I think personally, I think Dallas is better off right now with their lineup than they were when they had Luka and Kyrie together. I think they're better off right now, which means I also think they're probably going to, I think Dallas could get to the conference finals if Luka comes back and if Gafford and not Luka, AD comes back and if Gafford comes back. I think they're highly underrated, and I do think they're going to be very, very good. Dallas is well-rounded, man. Especially and that trade with Caleb Martin was a low under. It was kind of a under the sea pickup, but I think Caleb Martin coming to Dallas is a very, very underrated pickup. Yeah. He's a very consistent guy off the bench in second man. Caleb Martin can light anybody up for 12 to 15 points any given night. I think that was a very, very good pickup, and I think Dallas should, as long as Kyrie's healthy and Anthony Davis is healthy, I think they should at least make it to the conference finals.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. They currently sit in eighth right now, behind Minnesota and ahead of Sac. But just considering the game last night, you go up against a win-desperate Warriors team who has to start stringing together wins to really start to pull together or start to bump their position up in the rankings for the playoffs. You got a Sac team that's been looking good. They've been added some really formidable pieces to start to make a push. But just looking at Kyrie, the output that he's putting, the defensive and output and offensive output that they're getting from the young guy Maxey. Of course, they still got PJ over there. They still got Lively over there, or Likely over there, who's actually been having a really good season.
The fact that Lively is now the 6th man is absolutely insane. By the way,
oh my gosh, that's absolutely nuts, bro. Like, that's literally absolutely nuts. So, and then of course, you got Klay Thompson, Spencer Dinwiddie coming off the bench. Like, they got a really well-rounded team and with a lot of good shooters. So, I think they'll be fine for the foreseeable future. And then when they get those guys back, you get a good defensive guy back when Daniel Gafford is somebody who can really bang the glass and get some really good interior cleanup points. And then on top of that, you get one of the best defenders and you get another good offensive scorer in Anthony Davis. So I think they'll be fine ultimately. But we all know the dogfight that the West is. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's because I think they'll make the playoffs, and I think they'll get out the first round. So we'll see, man.
I think we'll see that. I think we can definitely see that. Oh, okay. So we actually just got an update on Daniel Gafford. Says a grade 3 right MCL sprain will miss at least 6 weeks.
Okay, I can mess with that because 6 weeks also includes the 4 weeks of March and the 2 weeks we have left. I
Mm-hmm.
think he'll be back right on time for the playoffs.
Yeah, honestly, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's fair. Shoot, I think that honestly, I see them depending on the position. I see them definitely winning their first round matchup. Especially depending on the matchup. But hopefully they can keep stringing that together, a string of wins, so they can stay out of the play-in. Because we all know how crazy the play-in, gets, especially around that time. All right. Moving on to the next NBA subject that we got. With All-Star Weekend looming this weekend,
Yep.
are we even really excited?
No. Yeah, I can just answer that out for you right now. No.
I mean, at this point, because I don't know who's in the dunk contest. They got a whole bunch of people in the three-point contest.
McClung is coming back for the dunk contest.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Yeah.
at least McClung is coming back. I don't know really the rest. Let me do some research here and see if
I mean, at least we got a familiar face. I don't know if it's I really don't know what they have to do to get this to get this game or to get this weekend more eventful, more popular, whatever the case may be. It's at this point, I don't know. Shoot, let these niggas play. Let these niggas go to Hawaii or some shit for the week. I don't know, bro. Like, but like, it's I I need it to be entertaining. Like, I remember All Star Weekend being entertaining and being like an event. And oh my gosh, it's NBA All Star Weekend, bro. Like, shoot, what you doing? Where you gonna watch it at? Where you gonna be at? Like now,
all right,
it's just
so the dunk contest participants are Matas Buzils from the Chicago Bulls. Don't know who he is. Stephon Castle from the San Antonio Spurs.
okay.
Facts.
He's a solid young player.
Andre Jackson Jr. from the Milwaukee Bucks.
I heard
And
a
of
lot
course,
of
Mac McClung from the G League.
I guess we'll see. We'll see how everything goes in the format and stuff like that. But
here's what I will here's what I will say though, Moon. The ooh, good lord. What used to make the dunk contest so great is that the stars would come out and participate.
yep.
They're not now. And I don't blame them because well, dunking is its own art form now.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, what we didn't see was people going crazy for dunks that NBA players couldn't do. Now we're like, okay, bro, you got to do this, this, and this at least. You got to do this. But I'm not going to watch Saturday night other than the All-Star 3-point contest. I'm not. I'm just not going to watch it. It hasn't been good in years. I like Matt McClung. Matt McClung did amazing last year and it was cool or whatever, but he's not a superstar. And I feel like we're at the point where you should designate a superstar to go on the street and find somebody that will represent them in the dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I've stood by for years. Also, I also stand by the NBA should move to 66 games. You play everybody in your conference 4 times. You play everybody else twice, which will give you 66 games a year and going forward, things like that. But right. And so I just
I don't mad at that.
remember, I don't think the dunk contest has the same appeal because the best dunkers aren't the best players anymore.
Yeah, man. I think it's just we got to bring something back with that brings the excitement back, right? Like even with the NFL, like them trying to, try all these different things with their Pro Bowl, right? Like it's bringing a product that people are going to watch, that is going to be entertaining, yet at the same time going to entice people to want to come back and watch it again. So I'm not too sure at this point what that is. Maybe they need to look at other leagues and look at other avenues, or look at other things, look at bringing some other people to get some fresher ideas. But at this point, I think the only thing that they're really, like banking on is the performances and the celebrity game for people to watch their favorite actor or rapper freaking go out there and try to hoop or something like that. Like that's really it.
Factual information.
All right. So the NBA buyout market is about to really start to jump off. As we know, All-Star weekend is coming up. But after All-Star weekend, people are really going to start to ramp up just for that playoff push. Ben Simmons, he was bought out from the Nets. He went to the Clippers. And I did see actually, yes, I do remember. Markelle Fultz, he was bought out and he went to the Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
So we do got some guys already on the move from their respective teams to another respective program. So being on the lookout of that, we're also, I guess, monitoring Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown Jr. just to see if they're actually bought out, to see where they would go. There was another notable name that might be on the buyout market. Also, Bleacher Report got an update. I don't know if anybody's seen that. Bleacher Report got an update. It was kind of weird, but I'm still kind of playing with it and rocking with it, trying to see exactly what the fuck
Fucks with it.
Where that's at. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they got like a massive update, bro. Like it's fucking crazy. It looks mad different. But all right. So no. Oh, that was video. All right. So couldn't find the other notable name, but the NBA buyout market is live and active. So we'll keep some names on par. We'll keep looking at some names to make sure, and then we will come report it. But as of right now, those two notable names are the ones that everybody has been looking for or keeping their eye on. I did want to bring up one interesting thing to you, though, bro. And I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
It says that Brandon Ingram passed on a 4-year, $160 million deal with the Pelicans. Now, we do know that he wanted to get paid, but do we think that at this point it was more location than the money that was being offered?
I think it's more location. 4 years for 160 obviously is 40 million a year for 4 years. I don't think Brandon Ingram wants to be in New Orleans no more, because Zion, on the flip side, isn't healthy. He isn't playing, and Zion wants to leave. So if Zion wants to leave, who's the best player they drafted since Chris Paul wants to leave? I do believe Zion's going to be like, nope, don't want to sit here and be the guy and try and do this and that. So I have no problem with him trying to be traded, but I need New Orleans to, at the same time, make a pick. I know you're not fucking with Zion. I know you're not fucking with Brandon Ingram. And I know also you are not fucking with CJ McCollum. So in that case, let him go and walk.
Hey, Boo Up said the same thing. Blow it up. But I just wanted to get your opinion on that, because we know that the narrative around BI was that he wanted to get paid. He also didn't want to be in New Orleans, but at the same time, a lot of teams didn't necessarily want to pull the trigger on him because of his injury history. So the fact that Toronto did and they extended him was kind of interesting, is considering just the team that Toronto has. Just makes me think, like, what else are they planning on doing over there in Toronto to make it fit? But ending off with a little WNBA, they have turned up their heat. NBA or WNBA Unrivals has taken their game to another level. of course, we understand it is a 3-on-3 basketball league, but towards the end of the season, towards the end of everything, they start to do a one-on-one tournament kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to see a lot of the players that we thought would advance and be a top one-on-one person get eliminated by somebody who you wouldn't even expect. So, DJ Michael, your thoughts on this whole one-on-one thing?
Yeah, the one-on-one thing will tell you who got up next, and a lot of people might not agree with that. But here's the fact: Angel Reese is not a good one-on-one player.
I'm
I
glad
know
I'm not
that's
the only one saying that.
I know that's an easy target, but I need people to understand also her value is not in scoring and playing one-on-one and 5-on-5.
Very true.
Right? That's a fact. So um I think it's a good thing because a lot of people will get noticed because they don't play one-on-one. But on the flip side, just because you're good on one-on-one don't mean you're going to be good 5-on-5.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point.
I really do. I think it's dope for WNBA because I think WNBA leans more towards one-on-one and 5-on-5 or whatever it is. But also remember, one-on-one means one-on-one. It could be Angel Reese versus anybody, like Moose said. And I think a lot of people could beat her one-on-one, and I think it's going to be fine. She might not like it, but I really do believe that I could find two girls on the street to beat Angel Reese in a game of one-on-one.
I mean, if they can score at the rim, they could probably beat her.
And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to Angel Reese. I just believe that.
Honestly, I mean, I'm not. This isn't us taking shots. This is just us critiquing the game. And when you look at these women and you look at the game in which they are playing one-on-one, it exposes a lot of, problems. It
That
exposes a lot of
yeah,
things that they need to work on.
it exposes a lot of the individual problems.
Yeah, exposes a lot of things that they need to work on. We understand that Angel Reese needs to work on finishing at the rim. A lot of women can't slide to their left. A lot of women can't play with their left hand. So it definitely shows what a lot of the parts of the game that people are weak on and what they need to get better at. Because you don't have somebody that's going to bounce up on the weak side and help you. What do you think about the NBA incorporating something like this, say around All-Star Weekend? Instead of an NBA All-Star game, they do or the tournaments, or even maybe they keep the dunk contest and the three-point contest, whatever the case may be. But for the remaining of the events, they do a one-on-one format style of basketball to where all the stars are competing one-on-one in an unrivaled type of format.
Part of the problem with that is a lot of people think they're stars in their own eyes and they're not. Just be one. Oh my god. Just being 100 completely honest, Moo. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a good idea, but the problem is a lot of the guys that pick these orders and think they're top tier aren't top tier. So do I like it? Absolutely not. But do I think there could be improvement on what they're picking? Absolutely. That's a split divide.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. All right. Well, that is basically everything that we had on the dock today. We're going to go ahead and get into, like I said, this is going to be a really quick show. We're not going to be here for too long. I'm not trying to chances with my Wi-Fi because it's been solid this whole time, but I'm not trying to go over like an hour and then it just fuck around and cut off, and then I can't even end the show. Y'all just looking at us frozen in the screen. I'm not even trying to play that. So go ahead and get into
We're not trying to do what happened last night because I did close the stream and that shit kept on going for whatever reason. I have no idea why.
StreamYard be tripping, okay? StreamYard be tripping, but I'm not trying to have my Wi-Fi cut off on me and y'all just looking at me like. and I'm fucking frozen in time and space and shit because I can't end the show and I'm frozen and it's a lot. But we can go ahead and get into these final thoughts. Go ahead, DJ Michael B, kick us off, man.
Oh yeah, y'all already know for sure. Make sure you tune in to PVT tomorrow night. No, I'm sorry, PVT. That is not the show. Ish Inside the Huddle tomorrow night. Oh, best damn football show on the internet. Period. Inside the Huddle. I'm telling you now, they're going to break down X's and O's for you from the Super Bowl. Guarantee. See Moose shaking his head. Yes, they're going to break it down. They're going to tell you why the Eagles got lost. Obviously, going forward, of course, make sure you tune in to the basket on Monday. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't. We never know. Move over there like shit. I need this nigga to pop up because
You never know, man. My boy be surprising people, man. You know what I mean?
Obviously, Wednesday, make sure you tune in to Gentleman's Talking. Of course, Thursday next week, right back here on PVT. We will be live and in living color, according to Damon Wayans.
Yes,
live
sir.
in living color. So,
yeah.
Y'all have a great week. Moo, take us away.
Hey, I love that. Live and in living. My boy dropping bars tonight. Y'all don't even know. But y'all heard what he said. Make sure y'all tune into the rest of the shows throughout the rest of the motherfucking week. Me and Mel gonna be on there talking X's and O's tomorrow. We're probably gonna talk a little bit of shit about the Super Bowl halftime show, get into some other bullshit because y'all know how we do on Inside the Huddle. So make sure you tune in for that tomorrow. Like he said, basket to basket Monday, Gentlemen's Talk on Wednesday. We back PVT on Thursday. Make sure you guys keep liking, commenting, subscribing. We are going up 2025. Like we said last night, bro. The show last night literally had 15 to 16, damn near 20 people in the goddamn chat at one point in time when we were sitting there going back and forth. So keep rocking with us, okay? And we're gonna keep bringing y'all this dope ass content. Y'all already know what it is. We're gonna see y'all later. Yee.